Welcome to the Hillbilly RV channel. This is going to be kind of a follow-up of Monday's video. If you haven't seen that yet, I think the title's "Where's our tradesmen coming from?" or something like that. I'll link it in the description below. Plus, I'll put a link here that you can just click on if you're on the right device and go straight to that video. But yeah. Where are our tradesmen going to come from for the future? I mean, yes, tradesmen, HVAC guys, welders, electricians, carpenters, but I mean, it's everything. Like in that last video, people that will reupholster car seats, your boat seats, your RV seats. It's just the whole thing that nobody. Well, I say nobody. It just seems like people don't like to work with their hands anymore. And like I said in that last video, we have indoctrinated our kids since they were tiny that they had to go to college. But no, you can work with your hands, especially nowadays, and make decent money. Now, when I was, a young adult, it was a lot harder to make a decent living working with your hands. But that has changed. Because anybody, all the employers know now that you have to pay people to keep them. If you want to keep people, you have to pay them. So yeah. And I told y'all before, that we need to just start including young people. Get them to work with their hands. See if they like it. They might like it if they ever do it, but if they never do it, they won't know. If you've got some project, if you're a DIYer and you've got some project around the house, maybe you're working on a deck or working on your car in the driveway or something, try and recruit young people, family members, or even a neighbor kid. Of course, get parental permission, but get them to help you. Is it going to take, do you really need help? Probably not. Is it going to take longer because you've got this young person you're trying to teach them? Yes, probably. It is going to take longer to do your project. But, and please don't put them in dangerous places. I've had a lot of kids that worked for me over the years. Because I really liked when I would hire a young man to help me, and it could have been a young lady too. It just never happened. But they were usually about 14, and that I think that's a good age. 14 to 16, they're impressionable. As long as you're not the parent, they kind of listen to you. If you're the parent, you don't know anything. Y'all know how that is. When I started my business, I used my kids. My daughter pretty much ran my office for me. She took most of my phone calls. She pretty much ran the office for the first several years I was in business. My son, he was out helping me once he got to be 14 or so, and he was out there helping me work on RVs, and if he wasn't available, I'd use Mrs. Hillbilly or my dad or just anybody to give me a hand. But that taught both my kids some work ethic, and my daughter's really hard worker, and her kids are hard workers, so it's it's trickled down. I had my first helper that I hired was Hunter. Fantastic helper. I think he started with me when he was about 14, and he worked with me through his second year of college. But now at 14, Hunter knew he wanted to go to school. He wanted to be an electrical engineer. All right, he didn't really want anything to do with RVs, but unlike most people, he had no interest in RVs, but he was a fantastic helper. Second best helper I ever had, to be honest with you. Hunter was a good kid, and he went to college, and he went there just to be an electrical engineer. The last 2 years he was in college. The reason he quit working for me his last 2 years was he had an apprenticeship in the summertime with a company, and when he graduated, well, actually they hired him full-time before he even graduated, and as far as I know, that's where he still works today, and he is an electrical engineer. That's fine. That's what he knew. He knew that that's what he wanted to do, and he made it happen, and seems happy, married, got kids now, and I'm sure he's making decent money. Now I had another young feller after Hunter, and he didn't really work out. I had another kid after that, and he was clumsy. Good kid, and a decent helper, but he's just clumsy. I could not let him on the roof of a camper. I mean, that kid couldn't walk across the kitchen floor without tripping and falling. He was clumsy as all get out. And then Cameron came along. And Cameron was a fantastic helper, the best that I had, and he loved working. My gosh, that kid loved. He would have worked 20 hours a day if I would have let him. I mean, he just wanted to work all the time, and loved to work, loved the RV stuff. Like I said, he fully intended, to take over my business, and then he decided he wanted to be a carpenter, which that's fine. You can kind of lead these kids, but then they have to take their own path. They have to do their own thing. So yeah, I've got the response to Monday's video has just been incredible. I really appreciate every one of you that watched that video, commented on that video. I've got just a few of them here. If you'd please bear with me, I'd like to read some of these comments because I like them. Duke's World 3020, he wrote, told a boy to work with me. No, let me start again. Told a boy that used to work with me basically the same thing, that he would, if he wanted to work the business, he could take over the business someday. He decided he didn't want to work that hard. That was around 2002, and now he's a life coach and whatever that is, and he's been in and out of jail for pulling scams. Saw him about 3 years ago and asked him if he's happy, and he said no, he wished he just stayed with me and taken over my business. Like I say, I mean, we can lead these kids, and we can start them on a path, but then it's up to them to take their own path. Right, wrong, or indifferent, there's only so much you can do. Anthony Maj, M-A-G, he says that they still have trade schools. He's a high school automotive instructor. Was a mechanic for 55 years. But he said they taught more than mechanics. Life skills, basic math, basic penmanship, how to show up on time. So this guy sounds like a fantastic teacher. Man, we just, we all know teachers that are good teachers, great teachers, care, do a fantastic job. And we also know teachers that don't really care, don't do a good job. But this guy sounds like a fantastic teacher. We need way more of these guys. Jerry Olding 7749 wrote, 100% bring back the trade schools. Most get to college, end up working at Walmart. And that's true. That's what I said about those stupid degrees that don't really translate or help you in the real world. We got to quit encouraging kids to go to college and maybe take up a trade or work with their hands. But let's see here. I didn't get. Oh, here we are. Critical temperature 3343. He said he agrees with me completely. He's been a HVAC guy for 25 years. He's made good money. He ain't rich, but he's comfortable. And that's what's said, trades, you're not going to get rich unless you end up owning your own business. He said he did not go to college, but he did take night classes while working full-time to get in the HVAC. He told his kids, he said, look, if you go to college, you're on your own. He said he helped best he can, but he couldn't pay for all of it. And one of his kids went to technical school in high school, and he's doing great. He's in the automotive industry. We need mechanics too. all these cars with all the electronics are always broke down, so we need mechanics. Let's see here. Yeah, he talks about, a lot of kids, that do want to work, maybe not go into the trades, but just want to work, work at Walmart or be a cashier at a convenience store. They don't make much money. It's hard to live on the kind of money they're making. But there again, if you stick with it, you might not make money for the first few years, but if you stick with it, just about any job, if there's ways for you to advance, places for you to advance, you hang with it and you'll eventually be making some money. That's military even. That's just about anywhere. I know people in the military, it's kind of sad. When they first go in the military, they don't make no money. But I've known some people that retired from the military, at a young age, went and got another career and ended up retiring from that career. So they got 2 retirements, and they do very, very well for themselves. Police, firemen, kind of same thing. A lot of that stuff people do right out of high school. And I don't, and I think even cops even, they want to have a college degree nowadays, which makes absolutely no sense to me. None. Here's a sad one. The travel trailer guy. He said where he lives and the other schools around him have eliminated wood shop, metal shop, auto shop, body shop, and replaced them with computer classes. That was starting to. That's just sad. Not everybody can work on a tappity-tappity-tap all day long. And I did not get this guy's name. He said that he's 67 now. He graduated from high school in 1976, and he always enjoyed working with his hands since he was a little kid. And he was able to take shop classes. They offered through junior and senior high schools. And worked hard, utilized his skills, and able to retire at 56 without ever going to college. That's fantastic. I think it's the travel trailer guy that sent all this. Let me go to the next page. Y'all stick with me. I really enjoyed these comments. I was super happy. Now here's a guy, CC 3775. He said it's easier said than done. He's tried with his 16-year-old. He thinks he's going in the NFL and doesn't even want to think about a backup plan. There again, you can lead them, but you can't steer them their whole lives. You gotta let them take their own path. Is this going to work out for this kid? Statistically, probably not. But who knows? It could work out perfect for him. It's just, there's a lot of kids that think they're going straight to the NFL, and it don't work out that way. Dougman 1550. he agreed with that video. He was also blessed that his father could fix almost anything, and he taught him to do a lot. And he said he's always done all of his repairs around home, his RV, built his own home, and he would love to see trade schools make a comeback. And I totally agree with that one. Here's a gentleman, and I did, Dave. Yeah. Oh, here's one. Davis, CRT. Hey, Don. He went in the Job Corps to learn a trade. That's one I hadn't heard for a while, probably. I mean, that's awesome, too. He went in the Job Corps, and, you know, he probably went somewhere and helped people and learned a trade. It's awesome. Now, here's a kind of a sad one. Rob Nord, one. He said his parents always looked down on tradesmen, so when he flopped out of college, they pointed him towards retail. Even though in every moment away from work, I was fixing or building things. 15 years of his life wasted in retail. So he says, you know, definitely don't automatically send kids to college. But young people, listen to your parents, but follow your heart. And he's exactly right. There you go. Young path. Here's a Roger Gobbler 9624. He agrees. He has two kids. One is an attorney with $180,000 in school debt. The other is an electrician that's had no school debt and is making good money. He's retiring as a school administrator after 39 years, and he wants to be an RV tech. It's a scary proposition, but it's something that I've always wanted to do. He is planning on attending a school to become a RV tech. I'm not going to say which school. If y'all been watching my videos for a while, you probably know which school. I want to expound on that. I want to talk more about this. You people out there that want to become an RV tech, rather than go to school and spend thousands of dollars on school, which I don't really like that school. I've just seen too many people come out of that school without the knowledge they need. Rather than go to that school, spend thousands of dollars, go to your local RV dealer and say, hey, can I go to work for you guys? Okay, this guy here, you know, he's retirement age, but I guarantee you, if it's a decent RV dealer and he wants to work, they will train him. Okay, and I mean, that's a great way to do it. That's how I got started. I went to work for an RV dealer. I worked there for a few years. I learned a lot, and I went out on my own, and I've done okay. So, yeah, yeah, just because, and if you're older, just because you want to do something doesn't mean you might have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on training. Maybe you just go to work for somewhere and get paid to train. Oh, here's another sad one. Holland Buzzard 1039 said he agreed. You know, Mike Grove said the same thing several times, and he's been preaching this for years. His niece is an English teacher in high school, and she wanted to put on a play, and there was no shop class to build sets. So this guy's brother had to go volunteer to go to the school and build sets for the play. I mean, it's, you know, sad. Now here's one I really like. At EBKRV 412, he 100% agreed. He has a niece who's 19 years old and is a welder, and she absolutely loves it. I think it's great. We learned back during World War II that women are the best welders in the country. And it's sad more girls don't want to go into that trade. So yeah, just one more. Sky Pilot 7103. He said I had it just right. When I said my dad gave me the encouragement, he took his son, or his grandson, sorry, and let him work with him doing some small engine repair, and he loved it. Now he's a journeyman electrician. So yeah, I mean, if you let these kids work with their hands, they may decide they like it, and they may want to do it for the rest of their lives and get into a trade or anything, where you work with your hands. So, man, I really appreciate y'all sticking with me. And let's all of us start trying to encourage young people to work with their hands. They may not like it. They may decide to go to college and get a stupid degree that they'll never use. But like I say, that'll be their choice. If we do our part, then it's up to them. So thank y'all so much for watching. We will catch you on the next one. Hopefully I'll have some RV work and I can do some repair videos. But until the phone rings, I guess we'll just have to do something else. So y'all have a fantastic day, and we will catch you next time.